throughout the organization.
Okay. Marcy? Any questions?
Yes.
Any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What would be, Lisa? What would be the next step that would be most useful for you?
Yeah, I need to mull this over, and I want to have conversations with the project team on sales leadership development. We have a project team, and we meet weekly, and there's different sub-teams. So I need to have a conversation with some of the key folks on that team who are leading the subgroups. Then, in addition, I'm going to talk offline, Marcy, with you about potentially looking at, is there a fit with the profile for the folks that you're bringing on board. We went out and we looked at different assessments to look at our exclusive agents as they are appointed, not hired, appointed, because they're not employees. And quite frankly, we reached out to Caliper. And Marcy, did you ever get a return call?
No, I didn't.
Marcy, when did that happen? Recently?
It was at the end of 2009.
Okay, on behalf of Caliper, I apologize. I did not know this, but I will look into this. I'm sorry, that's not what we want to hear.
So it was definitely something we were interested in looking at, because we're evaluating if, under our new agreement, does the profile we're currently use, does it really give us the information we need to have retention of our exclusive agents? We don't know the answer to that. We're analyzing it. So we've been looking at, are there other avenues that might work better, perhaps? We've used...
Yeah.
Go ahead. So
I was just going to... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, we talked to a few folks, but we thought maybe they didn't call us back because they didn't like it when I was with Countrywide Bank of America.
Well, yeah, I feel very bad about that, Marcy. I'm sorry. And what I was going to say is the one thing that I picked up in my notes just now is that since they are small business owners and a lot of them really don't know how to select their team, perhaps we could give you an overview of a hiring workshop.
That might be beneficial, because I was going to say what I was leading up to is our most pressing need is we have an exclusive agent forum. I was telling you about it, Susan. I don't know if you got a chance to update George on it, but it is in July, and it's where exclusive agents, it's similar to a $1 million roundtable organization, except much, much smaller. Our exclusive agents pay their way to go to a conference, and we host it, and it's similar to like MDRT in that they choose their own workshops based on their needs of where they want to go and what they want to learn about. I am wondering if there is a potential fit for them, for you all, to possibly have a workshop there that they could sign up for. But I just would need to know a lot more information about what would that look like. And
of course. We did a mini one for Allstate, and I believe that's why Laura, I did it with Laura, and that's why she...
I mean, my suggestion would be, we can look at two different things there that might potentially help them. I mean, there's certainly the recruitment process, and that's something that helping them have a robust recruitment process, what to look for, what not to look for, what's the best way to make this as efficient as possible. But then my other thought would be not to lull them into that false sense of security that simply hiring the right people is going to solve their problems. So I wonder whether we would do something like a hiring workshop, and then another opportunity to do something like how do you take the information that you've got from people and use that to develop an action plan that helps them change their behavior and deliver results. So understanding, what potential is, what behavior is, what results are, how to fit the two together, and how you as a manager can observe someone's behavior, look at the profile and understand kind of what's behind that, and then how do you help the person put together an action plan that changes the results? Because my experience of small businesses is that a lot of them have this kind of on-off switch, like you hire people or fire people, and kind of that's all I have time for, or that's all that I really do with my people. And of course, once you've got the people on board, you want to be able to make the small, subtle adjustments that actually will bring different results, without having to go through the whole process of having to fire someone who potentially could be very good, and go through that whole recruitment process. So I wonder whether there would be a chance to touch on the two sides. One would be the recruitment process, and then the other would be, once you've got the people on board, what's the information that you already have available about them, and how can you use that to help them deliver on results?
Okay. I would be very interested in looking at that, and I'm sure, Marcy, you're probably interested in having initial conversations about using Caliper as a potential for us in lieu of the one we're using now, potentially.
Definitely.
Excuse me, ladies, if you don't mind, I will go ahead when we conclude, send you the copy of the slides along with our contact information, and then follow up with some more detailed information.
Yeah, Susan, what I would suggest is maybe you and I can talk offline here in a day or so and set something up that maybe we can view, not necessarily a workshop, but snippets of it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me look at my calendar, Susan.
I feel your pain for the next 2 weeks.
Holy cow. All right. How about 10 o'clock Central Time tomorrow? Can we touch base for just a few minutes?
10 o'clock Central Time?
Yes. Yeah, see?
Yeah, you are
ready.
You're giving me time off tomorrow. Not a problem.
Do you want to just
I'll
call
give you
me?
a call, Lisa. Absolutely. Sure.
Okay, wonderful. Well, a lot of things rolling in my head here, and I really appreciate you guys doing this. I know I wasn't aware of the different things y'all offer besides the assessment. So it's been great to learn about some of the other potential fits. So thank you.
Well, thank you, George. Is there anything else you want to add before I ask for last questions?
No, thank you for the conversation, and I know it's a lot to take in, and please come back to us with questions and the areas that you want to know more about.
Sounds good. Marcy, do you want to set up a time to just touch base with Susan offline?
Yeah, Susan, when I get your contact info, I'll just shoot you an email with the time and see if that works best for you.
Perfect. I'll get it right over to both of you and the slides.
Perfect.
Thank you. This was terrific. It was worth getting up for. I appreciate it.
You don't bother the dog, right?
That's right. He's asleep behind me. He doesn't care. All right. Well, thank you both. And George, thank you very much for helping out.
You're welcome. I'll speak to you later.
Thank you.